What's up, guys? It's Bandit FX here, and today I'm going to be covering my pre-market analysis for gold for March 14th, 2021. So let's take a look at the weekly time frame. So we are on a weekly support right down here at this level. I'm gonna mark it off right here. This is a significant weekly support. And I don't know if you guys saw my long-term gold analysis video, but this is basically exactly what I was talking about. We were coming into this area. We should bounce off 1685. Obviously, we came a little bit lower, 1677, but nonetheless, we were in that area and we bounced off of it. This happened to line up with the 100 EMA as well. So, moving on to smaller time frames. Oh, actually, let me mark the weekly zone. So this was a previous support. I do see this is also a resistance just because of the offsetting wicks right here. You'll see on lower time frames that this is a resistance as well. But I'm gonna mark this off as a weekly resistance. Okay. Coming down to the daily time frame. Just move this up a bit. Okay. We have a daily resistance right here at 1726, 965. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this off. Actually, we just encountered a resistance, um, but it seems we might break it. We had that liquidity grab, and we're going to continue. So I'm going to mark the resistance right here, actually, because even though um, price didn't close up here, we did, wick up into this area, which happened to line up with the daily level. So it just makes more sense, and especially on lower time frames, you'll see that this is the area that we should be looking at as far as our next resistance. Looking at support and resistance on the 4 hour, we have our resistance right there at 1736. I'll just push this up actually a little bit, just make it look a little bit cleaner. Okay. And our most recent support would be down here at the 1700 level. Now, this is a very psychological level. Obviously, it's an even number. It's 1700, so um, that is why price bounced off that level. Now, let's just take a step back here and discuss the higher time frames like we were before. So we bounced off a weekly support, right? Very strong bullish candle. I think personally we're going to continue up until the mid to upper 1700s, 1780, 1790. Basically, 1770 to 1790 is where I can see a rejection happening. But until then, I am 100% bullish on this pair. Um, and let me show you why. So we had this push downwards, right, on the daily. If you draw the fib on the daily, you'll see that the 618 level is 1765, right? That's when we start coming into this area. 1773 is actually where it's at, 1770. So that's the beginning of my price targets, right? Coming down to a lower time frame, if you take a look at the 4 hour was trending down. We had lower swing highs, lower swing lows. All of a sudden, this swing high actually got broken and we continued. So this is a potential reversal. And another thing to take note of is a lot of the times the market will mirror itself, right? So that's exactly what's happening right here. If you take a look, you had a push down. This is basically the middle. And this side, if you were to flip this side over to this side, you'd see that it's completely mirroring itself right now. So that's just something to help your eyes like kind of understand what's going on here. It's another like part of I guess you could say a confluence. But if you take the Fibonacci and you draw it from the absolute weekly bottom to where we are now, we had a perfect touch at the 618 level, which lined it up also with this demand zone right here, actually right off the top of it. So everything lined up perfect. I actually caught buys, I believe it was Friday. Yeah, everybody in the Discord caught buys on gold based off of that. And oh, let me leave that. Let me leave that there. I didn't mean to get rid of that. So as far as potential price targets, right? So if you take a look at the extensions, as soon as we break this level, I'm not saying that we're not going to range here for a while. I'm not saying it's going to be a straight shot. Um, but overall, longer term, I am seeing us come into these extension levels. So 1760 to 1780. I think would be a good area to start taking a little bit off the table if you're in this for a longer term swing trade. So as far as scalping and recent price action, things like that, we're still in this range. We haven't completely broken out of it. This is a good enough range to take a trade for sure. If we do come back down, that's also something that would make sense. So let me widen this up a little bit for you guys. I think if you're going to take sells, it's going to have to be below 1720 just to be safe because gold has wicked down in this area before. So last thing I'm going to want is for somebody to get caught on a wick and then it continues up. So 17 below 1720 would be perfect sells. Let me just mark this out right here for you guys. Sells below 1720. Okay. Obviously this is lower time frame stuff anyways, but buys is some very much more biased towards buys than sells right now just because of my overall long-term price prediction. If you haven't checked out the gold podcast or the gold long-term price prediction videos, please go check those out because that'll give you an idea of where I think gold is going in the next 6 months, year, few years. So and there's a lot of good fundamental information in those videos as well, especially the podcast with Matt. So back to the 30-minute time frame, right? Sells below 1720 makes the most sense. I don't want to sell off this level because there is a small range right here, and there has been rejections down in this level before. So for the safest sells, 1720. As far as buys goes, 1727. Let me see here. I would say buys above 1727.50 would make the most sense. Okay. Yeah, buys above this level definitely make the most sense. We have a super clean range of, let's see how many pips this is, 85 pips to 100 and 110, depending on if we make it all the way up to daily resistance. So I definitely see price pushing up, especially the beginning of this week. We might see a retrace later on in the week, but if this market is going to continue to mirror itself, what's going to happen is Sunday and maybe in London session and Monday, we're going to move sideways and then we're going to push up to the upside basically to mirror this move down. So, yeah, guys, that's my breakdown on gold pre-market analysis for March 14th, 2021. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a like, comment your thoughts on this analysis, and you can also leave a comment if you want me to cover a currency pair or an index or something like that that I haven't already covered on the channel before. And don't forget to subscribe, guys. Thank you.